Welcome to Talkin' Shit, the podcast where we get real about the unfiltered truths women face in the quest for perfection. I'm Jana, your host, a dietitian and fellow woman navigating the pressure to have it all together, the perfect body, career, relationships, and making it all look effortless. Who set that standard anyway? Here, we're calling out the diet fads, hustle culture, beauty standards, and everything else that keeps us feeling stuck. But we're not just venting, we're diving into how to break free and rewrite the rules on your terms. So, grab a coffee or a glass of wine and let's talk some shit. Together, we'll uncover how to live a life that's unapologetically yours. This is Talkin' Shit. Let's dive in. Before we get into today's episode, I want to take a quick moment to share something special with you. If you're tired of dieting and feeling like food has more control over your life than you'd like, I want you to know there is another way. Inside my monthly membership, the Healthy Body Collective, women are losing weight and they're healing their relationship with food, balancing their blood sugar, and finally feeling confident and in control of their bodies again. This isn't about restriction, perfection, or quick fixes. It's about learning how to eat, how to support your metabolism, and how to build habits that actually work in real life. If you're ready for sustainable weight loss, calmer cravings, and support that truly meets you where you are, I would love to welcome you inside. You can learn more and join the Healthy Body Collective through the link in the show notes, or feel free to send me a DM on Instagram if you have any questions. Now, let's get into today's episode. If you have ever said, I'm eating less and I'm trying harder and the scale is still not moving, then this episode is for you. Because what you may be experiencing is something called metabolic adaptation. Now, I know that's a super fancy word, but we'll dive into what that actually means and how to really support your body in moving past potentially a weight loss plateau. So before you panic, let me just say this right up front. A plateau does not mean your body is broken. Nothing is wrong. It doesn't mean that you failed. It doesn't mean that your body is not ever going to work again or be able to lose the weight that you desire. And it doesn't mean that you need to eat less and push yourself more. What it does mean is that your body has adapted to what you've been doing. And now we need to create a different strategy. So, just like any other thing in life, as you continue to progress and become successful with it, in order to get to that next level, you likely need a different or new strategy. So, today I'm going to walk you through what metabolic adaptation is, why it happens, signs you might be dealing with it, and a step-by-step approach to help you break through a weight loss plateau in a way that actually supports your metabolism. Because remember, our goal is to work with your body, not against it. And our goal is to actually increase your metabolism, not decrease it. And so often, particularly if we have struggled with chronic dieting, you likely have decreased your metabolism, and that's why it feels so much harder the next time you try to lose weight. So let's start with the definition. What is metabolic adaptation? It is your body's way of responding to a calorie deficit and weight loss by becoming more efficient. You guys have heard me say this so many times, but our body is so freaking amazing. Remember, your body is so freaking amazing, and it doesn't do anything without a purpose. And there's a purpose behind a weight loss plateau. Now, in simple terms, when you've been dieting or eating less or losing weight for a period of time, your body starts adjusting to conserve energy. That means you may burn fewer calories at rest. Remember, as your body gets smaller, it needs less as well. Your spontaneous movement may go down. Hunger may increase. This is so common. A lot of women share with me that like when they get more active or when they are in a calorie deficit, their hunger just really increases. And there's ways that I support my clients in actually lowering that. And weight loss may slow or stop. So it's very common to experience faster weight loss in the beginning. And then it starts to slow down depending on where you started, or it may actually stop, aka a weight loss plateau. So you might have found that for the last month I've been doing the same thing, but the number on the scale isn't changing. Again, don't freak out. This is your body's natural response. And it's actually your body's protective mechanism. So your body does not know you're trying to lose weight for summer, a wedding, or to fit into your favorite jeans. It just knows that less energy is coming in and it wants to keep you alive. So it starts to make adjustments. And this is why you can go from I started and the weight was just coming off to now I'm barely eating and nothing is happening. This is not because your body is stubborn or doesn't work or it's broken, like I said earlier. It's because your body is adapting. So, why does this happen? Metabolic adaptation happens for a few main reasons. Number one, you weigh less. So maybe you start at a certain number, you've lost 10, 20, 30 pounds. Your body is smaller and it requires less. The first reason is because your body is smaller, it actually needs less calories to function. A smaller body usually burns fewer calories than a larger body. So some slowdown is expected. Now, this is not always the case. This is why building muscle mass is so important, because as you gently lose weight, this is something that I work really with my coaching clients. I want to support you in actually increasing your metabolism, not decreasing your metabolism in the weight loss journey. However, many people do not do this, and many fad diets do not teach you this. It actually, the protocol in these diets actually lowers your metabolic rate and lowers your metabolism so that it makes it harder to, one, maintain a healthy weight, and two, is as you gain weight, one, it makes it that much easier. And then the next time you try to diet, it makes it so much harder to lose weight. Is this making sense? Have you experienced this? This is something that I hear so often from so many women. This is why there's a strategy behind weight loss. It's just not calories in versus calories out. So number two, why does this happen is you've been in a calorie deficit for too long. Your body's not meant to be in a calorie deficit. A calorie deficit is a stress to the body. So the longer you diet, the more your body tries to compensate. This can include lowering your resting metabolic rate, less fidgeting and movement. Maybe you notice you're more tired, more fatigued overall, lower workout intensity. So if you don't have enough calories to burn, then your body doesn't really want to output anymore because it's literally trying to keep you alive. So you might see that you're not able to sustain as long of workouts, lift higher weights, or you might notice that you're super sore after a workout. And then also increased hunger hormones, like after your workout, super hungry, or the next couple of days, you notice that you are super hungry just in general. And it's because you need to actually come out of a calorie deficit at that point in time. Number three, you may be losing muscle. This is super common. If you're only changing your diet and no other variable, you are likely losing muscle in the weight loss process. If you're not eating enough protein or strength training, your body may lose muscle along with fat. And because muscle is metabolically active, losing it makes it harder to maintain a strong metabolism. So we want a gentle calorie deficit and then we want to increase your outputs. We don't want an extreme calorie deficit and then increase your outputs because now it's too restrictive. So, again, there's a strategy behind weight loss. It's just not calories in versus calories out. Your body is so much more sophisticated and intelligent than that. And we have to give it credit for that and we have to honor it. That's why I say we work with your body, not against it. So number 4, stress and underfueling. Do you guys notice a theme? Underfueling is a big theme. So the more calories you cut, actually, the worse you make your metabolic rate. We also see, typically speaking, it like dysfunction in our thyroid, higher blood sugar levels. The list goes on. So chronic dieting is stressful on the body. When you combine low calories, poor sleep, high stress, intense exercise, and inconsistent eating, your body gets the message that it needs to protect itself. It's like, hey, what's going on here, right? It's like this is not right. I can't do this. I can't do this for long, so I'm gonna stop. That can show up in more fatigue, more cravings, a plateau. So maybe you hit that 10 pounds and now you can't go any lower. That's literally your body saying like, we need a different strategy. And really feeling like you're fighting with your body. You don't need to fight with your body. You need to honor your body. Big difference. So signs you may be experiencing metabolic adaptation are you've been eating low calorie for too long. Your weight has stopped changing for weeks. Your energy is low. You're thinking about food all the time. Your cravings have increased. Your workouts feel harder. You feel colder than usual. Your mood is off. You've been more inconsistent because you're just mentally exhausted. You're like, I don't even want to do this anymore, right? Like your body is over it, and mentally, emotionally, spiritually, you're over it. A lot of women think that their metabolism is broken at this point when really you're just under eating and overthinking it. And we really want to get your body to trust us again. And I'm really big on that trust factor in honoring your body, right? Like again, your body is so much more intelligent than we've given it credit for. And so when we really tune into that intelligence, we can get our body to do what we want it to do. So here's what not to do when you hit a plateau. What not to do when you hit this plateau. So before I tell you what to do, let's just talk about like what not to do, right? Like in the name of quieting some anxiety, because a lot of women share with me that they hit the plateau, they get super frustrated, they get super disappointed because they want to lose more weight, and then they really give up. Or they think in order to get to that next level, they need to slash their calories. So let me be very clear. Do not slash your calories again. Do not slash them. If you're already eating very little, eating even less is usually not the answer. Do not do more and more cardio. So eating less and exercising more, not the answer. More exercise is not always better, especially if your recovery, sleep, and food intake are poor. And by poor, I mean not adequate for what your body needs. So if you're not able to recover, you're not giving your body the rest. If you are super sleep deprived, if your food intake is super low, and by super low, I mean like 800 to 1200 calories a day. Most women need between 15 to 1600 calories, bare minimum, and then we go up from that. Do not assume you need to cut carbs. Dear God, please stop cutting carbs. Like carbs are our friend. All macros, so when I say macros, I mean carbs and protein and fat and also alcohol because it gives you calories. They are, well, aside from alcohol, carbs, protein, and fat, they're all necessary in the weight loss journey. We need all of them in order to achieve your weight loss goals. So, carbs are not the enemy. If anything, under eating carbs can make this worse by hurting training performance, increasing fatigue, and making your body feel even more stressed. Your brain alone to function optimally needs 130 grams of carbs. Let that sink in. Your brain alone to function optimally needs 130 grams of carbs. Now, am I saying go and indulge in your donuts every single day? That is not what I'm saying. Do not twist my words. What I am saying is that we want to focus in on complex carbs. Very different than refined carbohydrates. Your body needs carbs for gut health, for lowering blood sugar, for lowering blood pressure, for increasing energy levels, for focus, for attention, for sleep, so many other things your body needs complex carbs for. And then last, do not make the scale your only measure. A plateau on the scale does not always mean nothing is changing. Your body composition could still be changing. Water retention, stress, hormones, digestion, and inflammation, those all matter, and we cannot capture those based on a number on the scale. So here is your step-by-step approach to break through a weight loss plateau. So if you want to write these down, I'm going to give you a little time, or maybe you're on a walk and then you can come back to this and kind of think about where you are in this journey and what needs to shift if you find yourself in a weight loss plateau. Is number one, we want to audit what is actually happening. So many times I'm working with individuals that are guesstimating what they're eating. And that doesn't really give us a good starting point or ending point. We really want to know, what are you eating? So before you change anything, we just get really honest. You can ask yourself, am I truly eating consistently? Have I been grazing more than I realize? You guys, this is something that I do, trying to adjust it, but after work, I'm hungry while I'm making dinner and I will have some little snackies. I'm trying to adjust that and usually have my actual snack between like 2 and 4 so that I can have dinner a little bit earlier, but sometimes that just doesn't happen. And again, we just get really honest with it so we know what we're working with. Are you under eating all day and overeating at nighttime? Have weekends become unstructured? Are you moving less than you really think? This is where I actually do like wearables because it can track what you're really doing. Is sleeping impacted? Like, that's something that we definitely want to take a look at. And are you more stressed than usual? Now, I have a bias in this, and I believe if we do not address your stress levels, then we can not really address your goal of weight loss, because weight loss is a stress to the body. And if you're already at your max, why in the heck would your body want to take on another stressor? That's just a question, right? Like, so we have to, if you want to lose weight, but your stress is a 10 out of 10 or more, then we don't just look at the food that's on your plate. We also look at the impact that stress is having on your body. So this data is meant for data only, not for more drama, not for more judgment, not for more criticism. It's strictly to know what we're working with. Because sometimes a plateau is that metabolic adaptation that we might not even know is happening. So sometimes it's that your current routine is no longer as consistent as it used to be, right? Like, think about, like, this is so common in behavior change. Like, we are really good for maybe a couple weeks, and then we start to really like slide off. Those changes impact your body's ability to lose weight. So again, no shame, no guilt, just information. We want to know what we're working with. Step 2, increase protein. Yes and no. I'm going to just say this because Most women don't get enough lean protein sources consistently at each meal. But sometimes you may be increasing your protein and it may be contributing to weight gain. So this is where it's super helpful to work with a dietitian, such as myself, to be able to really assess like what's going on. The reason why we do that is because protein does help with preserving that muscle mass, improving fullness and satiety. So you feel more full and satisfied during a meal when we include protein sources. It supports your metabolism and it can help improve your body composition. And now, a general rule of thumb is about 20 to 30 grams per meal, depending on your body size and also your goals. So, again, this is where an assessment can be really helpful to meet your individual needs because we have general recommendations that go to the public, and then we have individualized recommendations that go to you based on your body, based on your phase of life, based on your lifestyle. There's so many other variables than just general recommendations. So if you are not consistently hitting protein, start there first before making any drastic changes. So try to hit those 20 to 30 grams. I have a saying of 20 before 10, which means 20 grams of protein before 10 a.m. That's our base. And I'm a huge fan of breakfast for many different reasons. Step 3 is strength train. If you are only doing cardio or random movement, this is really where I want you to lean into how can I get some resistance training? And it doesn't have to be much in order to be super effective and super helpful. Most women seem to have really good, like it's like a sweet spot between 3 and 4 days a week of some type of resistance training. So it depends on where you're starting. We want to meet you where you are and then help increase you to that next level. But usually anywhere from 3 to 4 days a week. If you have not done any resistance training, I say start with 1 day, make that look really good, really consistent for a month to 2 months, then increase to 2 days a week. Again, these are, and I'm air quoting, small changes, but they really make a big difference. This was something that I did in my own life when I was starting to really get into resistance training and lifting weights. Is I was doing, well, no, I hadn't started my walking challenge at that time, but I wanted to get more active just in general, and I connected with my trainer at the time, and we started with 1 day a week for like 2 years. I couldn't I couldn't do more than that, and frankly, I didn't want to do more than that because of everything that was on my plate. At that time, I was like working 3 jobs and paying off debt and all this stuff, and that was my capacity and that's what I had to give. So I did give it and I did make it. I was super consistent, right? Like week after week, and then after that I increased it. But again, what's available to you? Let's see. Step 4, stop under eating and start eating consistently. This one is so big because I would say almost every woman I work with, they really struggle with under eating that may eventually lead to overeating. But the overeating isn't, and I'm air quoting, the problem. The problem is actually the under eating. So if you are under eating all throughout the day when you are most active and you're under fueling, it is only normal and natural and your physiology and biology to then over consume at nighttime because your body can't function without the necessary nutrients it needs to do the like million signaling things that it does, right? Like, I don't even know. Actually, I should Google that. How many like processes are done like every second in the body? Think about it. Like, it takes nutrients and calories to talk. It takes nutrient and calories to blink your eyes, pump your heart, expand your lungs, digest food, for your skin to turn over, for you to literally sleep. It requires calories. I really don't know how we've gotten to this point where we think that if we restrict our body from the very thing that it needs in order to function optimally, then it's going to do what we want it to do. When we really think about it, that makes absolutely no sense. That's like telling your car, well, car, I need you to get me from my house to my work with absolutely no gas, even though I know that you need gas in order to turn over. I'm not going to give you any gas, but I'm still going to expect you to take me from my house to my job without any issues and just function so well. And then I'm going to get mad at you if you don't do what I want you to do, even though I'm not giving you what I know you need in order to function. Does that make sense? No, it doesn't. And we are so often doing that to our bodies. Your body needs so much in order to function optimally, to feel good, be energized, feel healthy, confident, and strong. That is our goal, ladies. The goal is to feel healthy, confident, and strong. So we're going to aim for regular meals. We're going to aim for balancing our blood sugar. We're going to aim for enough energy during the day and less white knuckling your way through. This is a big one. A lot of women who experience anxiety throughout the day, it's actually dysregulated blood sugar. So a lot of times when I'm working with clients that are super anxious or maybe they struggle with depression, when we start getting them consistent nourishment and fuel, their anxiety subsides and also they feel like their depression is less. Isn't that fascinating? I love that. As someone that struggled with both of those, I absolutely love that we actually have control to make things different. Now, whether you want to take that control or not, that's up to you, not to me. But I think it's fascinating that we have the ability and we have the capability to do that. Step 5, consider a diet break. I know that might sound insane because you're like, but Jana, I want to lose weight. That's my goal. I hear you. I know. I want you to lose weight too. I want you to feel like super good and I want you to lose the weight and keep it off and have a super strong metabolism. That's my goal for you. And in order to do so, we might have to consider a diet break. So if you've been dieting hard for a long time, a diet break may actually be helpful. You may actually notice that on the diet break, you actually lose weight. So this means intentionally bringing calories up closer to your maintenance for a period of time, not as a free for all, but it's actually a strategic reset. So you come out of that calorie deficit and back into maintenance of what your body needs. And it's fascinating to see how the body functions from there. This actually helps reduce stress, improve training, support hormones, improve adherence because you are able to now diet for a longer period of time. For example, like I've worked with individuals that have lost 50, 60, 70, 80 pounds. Well, that takes time. It's not a quick fix. And so that can help with the adherence to the actual plan. And it also reminds your body that it is safe, right? Like your body goes in to protect you when it's in starvation mode. We want to remind the body that, hey, like I'm listening to you. You're cool. Like we're good and you're safe. I got you. This is especially helpful for women who have been chronically dieting most of your life, and you might feel some exhaustion around the idea of one more diet. So a diet break is not giving up. It's actually a really smart move. And again, this is something that I help my coaching clients through is determining like, is a diet break appropriate for you? Do we need to come back up to maintenance zone in order to give your body what it needs? So that, again, there's a strategy behind this. And then number 6, we want to improve recovery. Recovery matters more than most people actually realize. So if your sleep is poor, your stress is high. So I haven't mentioned this yet, but if you're in a calorie deficit for too long or too much of a calorie deficit, you might notice that your sleep is worse or that you're actually getting less sleep. So this is one of the reasons why we increase your calories, because it helps you with being less restless at nighttime and getting better sleep. So reducing that stress level and your nervous system, it helps it with actually regulating itself. So your body is not going to feel safe enough to thrive if it's constantly in a deficit. So we really want to support that recovery through sleeping more, reducing unnecessary stress as much as we can, walking. Walking is a nervous system regulator, getting sunlight, and avoiding the mindset that every plateau requires punishment. Again, remember, nothing's gone wrong. Your body still works. It just needs it needs a different strategy at this time. Then we want to look at focusing on measurements beyond the scale. So these are considered non-scale victories. Track other markers of progress. So like your body measurements, how your clothes fit, your energy, strength, cravings, digestion, maybe you're not as constipated, consistency, how many days have you gone to the gym? Like that counts too, because the gym is more than just a weight loss tool. The gym helps us with mental well-being. For women, it helps us with our confidence. It helps us with our body image. It helps us with showing up in different situations and feeling confident in that. Sleep, blood sugar, all the things. So if you've noticed like, hey, the scale is the same, but my blood sugar has actually gone down like 12 points, fan freaking tastic, like that counts too. So stop judging yourself based on a number on the scale and take a holistic approach to your health and well-being and your body. And I'd be so curious to see how you actually feel you're progressing once you do so. And then number 8, be patient with the process. I wish this was something that we could give no, actually, I don't wish this. I don't wish that you had a magic pill. I don't wish that it happened overnight, because it doesn't create grit. It doesn't create consistency. It doesn't create resilience. It doesn't create you actually regulating your emotions. It doesn't create you actually showing up for yourself. So no, I don't wish that it was a quick fix. I wish that you put in the work, that you show up for yourself, that you take care of yourself, that you love, honor, cherish, listen to your needs. That's what I wish for you. And that's part of the process. That's part of the journey. That's part of creating a lifestyle versus a diet. So a plateau does not mean you need to panic. It means your body needs new signals, new approaches. And usually that isn't eat less and hate yourself more. It just doesn't work. And girlfriend, like, I want you to just be so much more kind to yourself. So this plateau does represent that we need to fuel your body better. We need to recover better. We need to make sure that we're building muscle and create a plan that your body actually can sustain. So adjusting the plan is so necessary. Weight loss plateaus are frustrating, yes, but they are also 100% normal. I know 0 people that have been able to lose weight consistently all the time and just like at that downhill slope. Weight loss is more of waves, up, down, up, down, up, down. That is the true journey of weight loss. So your body is adapting. It's not proof that you're failing. It is proof that it's trying to protect itself. So the goal is not to bully yourself into changing more, restricting more, judging more, or whatever. The goal is to actually work with your body. And often, a lot of women who finally break through are not the ones who go harder. They actually listen to their body and they create a smarter strategy. They really stop chasing extremes. They lean in. They don't stop the very behaviors that got them to the success that they are seeing at this time. They really create even more consistency. They learn more about their body, like asking the question, body, what do you need? Like, how can I give you what you need? And they support their metabolism instead of fighting it. So you are fighting your metabolism if you think that you need to restrict more and then go work out. Like you're just fighting your body and you're creating a shit storm for your hormones. There's no other way that I can say that. I mean, there probably is another way that might be a little bit more professional, but I like to keep it real with you guys. If you are going to restrict more and exercise more, like you're creating a shitstorm for your body, and we don't want that. We want your body to like you and love you and do what you want it to do. So if you've hit a plateau, here's a reminder, nothing has gone wrong and your body isn't broken, but it does need a new strategy, one that supports it, not starves it. All right. So if this episode resonated with you, send it to a friend who's been feeling stuck in her own weight loss journey or his own weight loss journey. Hey, never know. And if you're tired of trying to figure this out alone, this is exactly the kind of support I provide to women and men to really help you understand your body, balancing blood sugar, reducing cravings, and losing a weight that actually lasts. All right. I hope this episode was helpful and served you well. I'll see you in the next episode. This has been Talkin' Shit. If you like this episode, please give it a thumbs up or leave a review on the Apple Podcast app. If you want more episodes, click that subscribe button. And if you want to learn more, visit healthwins.org. Talkin' Shit is produced and hosted by me, Jana. This production is also made possible by the Community Media Access Collaborative. Learn more at cmac.tv. See you next time.